What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another Dragon Ball Legends video. My name is DFree, and in this video, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the new Sparking Gohan that is in the game. Hope you guys enjoy. Subscribe to the channel if you happen to be new. Yesterday, but it was basically an hour ago in which I recorded it. The video is actually not even uploaded yet, and I'm sure I got some comments on it. But I did a pretty good breakdown / analysis of the Sparking Frieza, and I compared Frieza to, the Gohan. Well, not Gohan, excuse me, the other melee characters that are in the game, excluding Gohan. So by now the video should be live. Feel free to check it out. But I did want to say in that video I forgot to include Gohan as a melee character that Frieza will be kind of up against as just a character of that ilk. So like I said, pretty sure I got some comments on there about that. But again, the video is not even live yet, so rip me, rip the dream. But nonetheless, in this video, we're going to go ahead and take a look at Gohan first and foremost. And secondly, I wanted to kind of take a look at a preliminary look, a way too early type of look at the hybrid Saiyans characters and how good that team will ultimately wind up being in the future, and kind of what the groundwork has been laid for that team already at this point. So anyways, hope you guys enjoy. Again, hit that sub if you happen to be new for more content here on the channel. So that being said, to begin, again, melee type character, there are several of them in which, the Sparkings are the Gohan, the Frieza, the Piccolo, and Broly there. So these are all the melee type characters in the game. Melee, basically, they prioritize and, excel at the strike damage output. So at level 1000, this guy's got 28k maximum as an attack stat. I'm sure that includes, the soul boosts that you would give the character. And very good HP and very modest defense stats as well. Like, this guy's got a very good, all things considered, stat spread. Like, he's really good. So first and foremost, that's the first thing I notice about him. I would say critical chance is probably the lowest among the Sparking melee type characters. We can double check that really quick, but I'm pretty sure it's basically the lowest among these characters. And it's not that big of a deal, but it is a thing. 920 here, and then here we have 895, which I think is probably the lowest, actually. 1105, and then Gohan's 820 or 880, so basically the same as Piccolo, just a little bit less. What that number is it basically impacts the amount that the character does with their critical hit. I'm pretty sure it's, the chance that they have at getting it, basically. Either that or it's a static number that gets added to their output. It's weird. I need to get a little more research into that one. Probably has been something done on the Reddit that I need to familiarize myself with, though. Nonetheless, key restore speed, I typically use 1500 as the benchmark. So he's got an above average key restore speed, but still not great. I mean, it's pretty good in comparison to other characters. But I mean, when it comes to melee, Broly is basically the gold standard, and his key restore speed is about 400 higher. Like, it's in the 2000s now. He's very good at it, and also he has an ability down here that helps him as well with that too. So Broly is like the gold standard when it comes to melee characters. So really Gohan's competition is he wants to be compared to Broly, but of course he also wants to be compared to these two characters because they fill similar niches, especially because they're all yellow characters, and in teams you don't want to have a whole boatload of yellow characters. You want to have maybe 2 yellow characters on the team, so not something he excels at there. Anyways, main ability, the Will to Fight, plus 50% to strike damage inflicted. For 15 timer counts, you have to wait 15 timer counts to get this ability active. That is, wow, 50% is really high. I need to pull these up just to kind of keep a constant, whoops, I don't want this, sorry Piccolo. I want to have just a constant comparison, but 50% is really high. This character picks up another card, Broly too. What about Piccolo? Plus 10%, no, plus 10 cost to the opponent. So, outright, Gohan already is able to supply himself with an incredibly viable buff that the other characters outright, again, initially, are not able to take advantage of. I'm not saying it's better than the other abilities, because first and foremost, Piccolo is kind of making it harder for your opponent to do things. That's what his ability is, buying time. And then the other two are picking up cards, which I'd much rather have the ability to pick up cards if I'm Gohan. But this is really good. 50% is very sizable, right? So he's going to be doing a lot of strike damage. Otherwise, Z ability, and this is what kind of sparked the video topic, the hybrid Saiyan / mixed blood Saiyans are going to be getting a percentage-based increase to their HP. So we're starting to see some more, like I said, groundwork set for that. So it's going to be second half of the video. But overall, very good ability for a character like him that actually has a pretty good HP stat as well. Again, in comparison, you know, these characters have 240 for Broly, 240 for Piccolo. Basically the same exact HP, actually. Frieza's is a little bit lower, and then Gohan's is 242. So very good there. Now, again, I'm comparing them, but of course, these characters have other viabilities to them. Like Broly, he's able to get all those normal Saiyan buffs. And unfortunately, Gohan cannot get all those buffs from the Saiyan tag like all these other characters. We talk about how Saiyan teams are OP. You know, he can't pick up this type of buff, you know, Saiyan-based blast attack, because it has to be a full Saiyan that is getting it with the tag Saiyan on their card. And unfortunately, Gohan has hybrid Saiyan, so that type of, you know, that type of boost is 100% eliminated from him and will always be. Unique abilities: double team, strike attack, plus 20% to strike damage inflicted when battle members 3 are left. 3 battle members are left. So when you have a team that hasn't been KO'd left, you know, KO'd yet, basically, say you start off the battle with Gohan, he's able to get that additional 20% to strike damage. So he's already, like I said, very, very, very powerful. He's doing a lot of damage. This character is doing a lot of damage, and that's how he's designed to be. Plus 35% to strike damage inflicted when allied character Piccolo is defeated. This is pretty cool, because I don't really typically care about these ones where it's like, oh, allied member defeated, because a lot of times you don't really use that character, you know? If you're using Tien Yellow, maybe you use Chaozu because they link so well together. Not link, but synergize so well together. You know, Goku has one for Krillin, the Sparking Goku, I believe. But really, are you using Krillin? Maybe, maybe not. Probably not, you know, especially if you're trying to really optimize that Goku. But this one is actually pretty interesting, because really how this works with the Piccolo is, and both Piccolos are pretty good for this too, but I do want to take a look at the yellow Piccolo to be more specific, see if he adds any sort of viability to this Gohan, because yellow picked up 4 new units in this batch, 5 actually if you include the Frost. No, 4 actually. I was considering Piccolo when I shouldn't have been. So yellow actually had nothing, really. It literally had nothing prior to this. So a bunch of new yellow units came in, and HP restoration here. So this Piccolo is a very good ally for that Gohan, and let me tell you why. So Gohan, first and foremost, is able to get more HP to begin, so he's already going to have a lot of HP, and again, a very solid HP stat right there. Otherwise, when he's with Piccolo, he's going to be getting 20% more, right? Assuming that no allies go down, which Piccolo aids in that. Piccolo aids in your ability to keep your allies alive with his condition there, or his main ability there, that removes abnormal conditions and heals your allies. But if Piccolo happens to go down in his quest for keeping your allies alive, all of a sudden Gohan's 20%, he loses that, but he picks up 35% instead. This is why he's really good with Piccolo. Now, if you try to do the same thing, you don't have Piccolo on your team, but you lose an ally, all of a sudden neither of these are active. But instead, he can get an additional 15% if it's Piccolo that goes down, or, you know, you on your last leg and Piccolo was one of your allies, or whatever the scenario is. So he's able to do that, and then 50% here. Yeah, he's doing a lot of friggin' damage. Not to mention, if we scroll down and look at Masenko and his unlock key, they're both impacting the strike damage, 20%, major impact damage, plus 20% to own strike and blast damage, so they're giving him a little bit more viability to blast if you're using his green card, which the green card is incredibly common now. Like, I don't think I had ever, prior to this most recent update, had 2 green cards at once, but I have now. So you can really stack these now, and that's pretty interesting. So assuming that they still stack, they did previously. All these abilities stacked prior, but I don't know if these still do, just due to the frequency they show up now. But again, I never got them common enough to really test if this one actually stacked, to be honest. So I don't know, but assuming it can, that's pretty busted. If not, it's still pretty awesome, because you'd be able to use it. And again, use it with more regularity, because there were times where I would just flat out never see the green card in a battle, like never. So awesome to see that that's popping up there. So again, like I said, this character really wants to pop off with strike damage, and his kit fully supports that. And, you know, a lot of times with these types of characters, they have 1 or 2 things that doesn't support their main niche, and that's not this character. He is able to do everything he wants to do. Quietly, this is, like, you know, the main melee unit in the game is Broly, right? If you want to say Frieza is second, I wouldn't argue with you, right? I would not argue with you in that. But there's a damn good case to make Gohan second on this list. Like, there is a really good case. This unit is very, very good, especially on the right setup, the right teams. He's really good. So, again, second half of the video, I did want to kind of cover hybrid Saiyans. And right now, let me go ahead and close out of these. You know, we take a look at Gohan. There's also another Gohan. It's funny enough, I tweeted about this today. it's funny that there's Pan, and then there's her child father as the only characters in the game right now that have this. Of course, this is going to get pretty wild because we're going to get Gotenks, we're going to get Goten and Trunks, we're going to get a lot of stuff. We're going to get other variations of Gohan, we're going to get Adult Gohan, we're going to get Nerd Gohan, we're going to get Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, we're going to get Ultimate Gohan, we're going to get Future Gohan. There's going to be a lot here. We're going to get base form Goten and Trunks, we're going to get Super Saiyan, we're going to get Super Saiyan Gotenks, Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. If they really want to get wild and add Dragon Ball Heroes, we can get Teen Gotenks. There's going to be a lot. So, yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun in the future, which is why I was like, let me go ahead and take a look at this now. So, right now, there's only 2 sparking characters, Pan and Gohan. So, we went over Gohan already, and I want to kind of briefly look at Pan really quick. Very, very high key restore speed, basically best key restore unit in the game. She's just incredible at it. She was able to, prior to the changes that they made to the game and the way that you recover key and the way that you recover cards, etc., and the fact that you can't recover those things while you're dashing and stuff for the most part, she was able to string together several chains of hits, and I mean several. She was basically able to almost do an infinite combo. She's really busted. But the issue with Pan is she can't be good on teams right now. And with the inclusion of Gohan, you start to see where she can be good in teams, but prior to that, she couldn't be good on anything. Also, another issue with Pan is that she doesn't really have a niche in terms of the offenses or defenses. She's a support type. Support is like basically balance type in this game. That's pretty much what that is. It's a character that doesn't excel at any one thing, like how we were looking at Gohan, who vastly excels in terms of melee output. She isn't a character like that. And another thing that really screws her is that it applies to her, but you know, Z ability isn't that great. And unfortunately, this is going to impact her viability on teams going forward, too, when it comes to Hybrid Saiyans, because really, she's only doing this for herself. Unless we get characters like Bulla, you know, and I think we might get Bulla from GT. I don't know why we wouldn't, but, you know, she's not really a combat-esque character, but there are a lot of characters that we will probably wind up getting just because we can. Bulla's the only other character I can think of that this would apply to, right off the top of my head. You know, Pan and Bulla are the only 2. So that's not really going to help anybody, aside from Pan. But, of course, this opens up a whole nother thing for Pan, and she can be good on a female warrior team, right? That's where that's going to be good. She's going to be good on a female warrior team, also maybe good on GT, etc., etc. But just specifically on this team, it's only helping her, and then she's pulling the buff from this Gohan. Now, there is the other Gohan and the other Pan. This Gohan increases critical output, so this Gohan is a very good unit in tandem with this one. They are going to go very well together. This one's a ranged type instead, though. And he doesn't really do much else, unfortunately, but you wouldn't even take him in a battle. You just be using him for his crit increase there. And last but not least is this other Pan. Now, this Pan, she's better. I don't want to say she's better than the Sparking Pan, but she actually is able to fit on this team better. So, Hybrid Saiyan health restoration during battle. I am going to go on a limb and say that's like Piccolo's ability. That increases the HP that the characters regen. Let me go ahead and pull that up just because kids, there's a kids tag. Oh my gosh, that's going to be another one in the future. It's basically the same thing. I'm wondering what you could add into kids. Maybe Oob? I don't know. Let me go over to Yellow and look at Piccolo because I'm pretty sure it's the same type of ability. Yellow, health restoration during battle. Yeah, so if they were to use a heal, like Piccolo's ability, for example, they would get an extra percentage increase is what this is implying. So she fits on the team better because she at least has a buff for them. But unfortunately, right now, this doesn't apply to anybody. But if we get any character in the game later that does have a Hybrid Saiyan ability and can, you know, is a Hybrid Saiyan and can, you know, heal your allies, and that would be really, really good, and you don't have to break the mold. Otherwise, you can just put a Piccolo on the team and kind of do the same thing. It doesn't really matter. They're going to heal a lot, and of course, you don't have to even take this character into battle, so this is a really good, very, very underrated Z ability. She also has a really good main ability because she draws a special arts card, and this applies to anybody else. You would have to take her into battle for this one, but she draws her ultimate arts card basically, and if you switch into Gohan, he'd all of a sudden be able to use it instantly. You know, she draws it next. It doesn't fall off like a lot of other abilities do, but she's very good there. You know, you can kind of see the groundwork where these cards are able to support each other and how that team will be, but you really need more characters just in general. You need more non-heroes too. That's one of the things that the Ginyu Force team falls victim to, is that they synergize very well. You just kind of don't want that many heroes there. So anyways, guys, hope you all enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Subscribe to the channel if you happen to be new, of course, for more content. I will catch you all in the next Dragon Ball Legends video.